Hey everyone, in this video, let's talk about how you can create a video on LTX Studio. In order to do so, here we are at ltx.studio and we're all logged in. So if you haven't started an account yet, then you're going to want to go ahead and do that. And once you do, then you are going to find this screen here. And there's a couple ways of getting started. The first thing you're probably going to want to do is just go to AI powered video and generate a storyboard, but you can also just generate motion for individual images. If you want to do that, you can generate images. You could start with a blank storyboard. You can create an actor, and you can see here we have our different projects from things that we've created before already. Let's go ahead and we're going to just click on generate storyboard. And we're going to be going through the steps here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these examples over here. So we have a group of adventurers discovers a utopia hidden within a fog-shrouded island and must choose between staying in paradise or returning to reality. So that sounds kind of cool. So you can play around with these examples over here. You can regenerate them so that you have some other ideas. But if you already have your idea, then you can bring that in here. You can also, if you have a script, then you can bring in your script. But if you just want to put in a simple prompt, then you can start with that. And then down here at the bottom, we have some optional settings that we can specify. So special request, anything from 80s atmosphere to plot twists or car chase. Let's go ahead and go with 80s atmosphere. Seems like a cool suggestion, so let's just do that. And then you can change the format. Do we want it to be custom, short film, or commercial? Well, this is going to be more of a short film, so we're just going to select that. And then here under genre, you can click that. You can enter in your own genre if you want, but if you just click on that, then it's going to give you some options. So let's go ahead and go with science fiction and fantasy, sci-fi fantasy. And the tone, we're going to go with suspenseful. And then here, if you want to add a voiceover, you can. We're going to go ahead and just leave that as is. And then we're ready to hit next. So we're going to go ahead and click next here at the bottom right-hand corner. And just let that think here for a moment. Okay, so now we have a more fleshed out story. So you can see here, in the heart of the 80s, a ragtag group of adventurers accidentally stumble upon a mysterious fog that leads them to a hidden island. So that's kind of giving you a sense of what our story is going to be about. And we have alternative storylines we can choose here. If we want to just select that, we can, but I think that one sounds fine. You can also generate more if you want to just play around and try something else out. And once you are happy with these settings, then you can go ahead and just click on next. Okay, and then on our settings and cast page, you can see that it is generating our cast, and it's going to just give us some random options, but you can actually add your own character as well. So if you have a character that you want to bring in, then you can do that. You just click on there and you can put in the character name. You can specify the age, their role. You can create an actor, or you could select from the different options here. Let's just go ahead and click on create actor. And this is something that you are going to need the subscription for. So we won't go too deep into that. You can also drag your own image here if you want. So we have our aspect ratio, we have our style, and we can bring in a style reference by dragging in an image. We can also add cinematic inspiration. So let's just check on that there. Let's go ahead and say retro. Why not? And once we're ready to go, then we can click on next. And we're just kind of moving through this so that you have an idea of what to expect. But you might want to spend some time really dialing things in, because I can tell you with LTX is that you're going to get better results the more time that you spend with it. So we're just kind of rushing through the steps here just to give you an idea of how this works. But I can say with experience that with LTX, the more time you spend with it, the better results you're going to get. So don't expect to come in and just put in your information willy-nilly and expect it to all just kind of come together in a very polished product here. But then the next thing we have is our breakdown here. So we have a synopsis, we have our scenes, we have our different scenes, and with each of our scenes, if we want to remove them, we can do that. If we want to duplicate it, we can. If we want to edit it, we can. So these are all of our scenes here. We're going to go ahead and click on Start, and LTX is getting ready to go. Okay, so now this is bringing us to our project. And as you can see, we have our different shots. So here's our scene and we have our shot. Each of these is our separate shot. And then you can see here that we have the option to generate motion. So just bear in mind that if you're using the free version, you have a certain amount of credits that you can play around with. But once you start generating motion, then that's really going to eat through your credits. But you can get away with a certain amount to allow you to play around with it. But if you really want to get into it, you are going to need the Pro subscription. So this gives you an idea of our different scenes. And you can see here for our second scene that we have not yet generated the images for that. If we click on generate scene, then there it'll go. It'll start generating our images, but it might be a good idea to go with the first scene first, make sure that everything's dialed in before you generate the second scene, because the second scene might be different based on the information that you put in with the first one. So just keep that in mind. And you can see here that our heroes have found a mysterious island. And they've discovered this beautiful forest. We've got all these different shots here. And this is where you have to go through and check all of these shots, because sometimes the character consistency is not spot on and you're going to get some strange results. So that's where you're going to have to go through each individual shot and redo it if you need to. So just bear that in mind. You can see here we've got all of our different scenes and all of them are asking to be generated. We'll go ahead and we'll generate motion here for the first scene just so you can see how that works. And there's a lot of options here to choose from. You have shot types, you can modify the prompts, you can change the composition. So you can see there's more editing options that are buried, and so you can go through and really spend some time with this. This is what I'm saying about having to spend time with it, because you can really go in with each of these, and we've got a variety of tools here. We can upscale, we can use generative fill, remove objects, change expressions, change the camera angle. You could duplicate the shot, download it, move it, send it to the timeline, delete it, lock the frame. We've got the location here. So we can enhance the location if we want. We've got our style. And we've got the clothing for our characters. There's also a voiceover. We said we weren't going to do that earlier on, so we'll just leave that as is. And then from here, let's get rid of that. So you can really spend time with each of these in order to really dial things in. But when you're ready, then you can hit generate motion. And now it's going to generate motion for this single shot. So you're going to want to go through each of your individual shots and just make sure that everything is as dialed in as possible before you start generating motion, because your generating motion is going to eat up the most of your credits. But you can go through, dial in all your shots and generate the motion when you're ready. And then once you're done, you can preview it and make sure that everything looks okay. And once you're done with that, then you can go and share it. And you can see that we still need to generate our shots in order to be able to share this project. But once you're done, then you can go ahead and you can export that there. And that's just to give you an idea of how you can get started with LTX Studio. Again, as I said, you're going to want to spend some time with it. Make sure that you dial it in to really get what you're looking for. You could spend a lot of time in LTX. It's a really fun platform, and it's one of the best platforms out there just as far as giving you all the tools to create a movie, have your shots, have your scenes, and once you're done, you can export it. Just be aware that it is going to use credits, and in order to get the most out of it, you're probably going to want to go with the standard subscription. But that's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment and like and subscribe, and don't forget to set your notifications for more helpful tips. Also, if you take a look in the description, you will find a link to our Linktree. There you'll find our socials and our top AI recommendations. And if you're looking for a new bank, check out Simply Financial. There's a link there in our Linktree. Click on that and you'll get $50 to start with Simply Financial. And if you get started, you can refer your friends and family. You'll get $125. They'll get $50 to start. It's a win-win situation, and Simply Financial is a great online bank. Highly recommended.